everybody's talking about the good old days, right? Everybody, the good old days, the good old days. Well, let's talk about the good old days.
The Resurrector, man, the RZA Bobby Digital. Round of applause in the studio.
Yeah, what up, yo? Bong, bong, boogle.
Yo, man, look at I gotta talk to you. I feel like almost like I'm trying not to be a groupie right now. Understand, I grew up off Wu-Tang since almost 1993. I skipped school. Like I'm trying to get Wu-Tang forever. My mom's like, you gotta go to school. I skipped school to buy the album. And look, like it was like a movie. Like these albums are crazy, man.
Well, Wu Forever was one of them albums that we were saying you have to go to school that year because we put all the information on the record. You know what I mean? A lot of knowledge, intellectual, and good music. And as far as movies, I strive to make my albums like movies. You know, 36 Chambers, Cuban Links, Liquid Sports. It's like I want you to put it in, and for an hour while you're driving, enjoy my movie in your mind.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? That was
yeah.
my plan, yo.
Yeah, you go back. I remember hearing an interview about Liquid Swords, and they were saying that Jizza never even heard the album until you presented to him.
Yeah, it's how I do it. You know what I mean? It's like how I collect all the lyrics, all the footage, shall we say?
Right,
you know what I mean?
right.
Then I put it together. And while I'm doing it, while I'm making the album, I was thinking like for months, like what's gonna be the theme when I tie it all together.
Yeah.
And I said, Jizza is such a dope MC that I wasn't gonna use the Shaolin style. I was gonna use the Japanese samurai style. Cause they cut you in one slice. It's over. You know what I mean? That's why I chose that movie Shogun Assassin as the intro to the movie. You know what I mean?
It's dope, man. Like, yo, the influence on culture today, on producers today. Kanye West cited saying you with the samples in the beat, like the sample carrying not just in the hook, but all the way through the beat. If any producers out there know what I'm talking about, Kanye said that was from you. He got that from you.
Well, that's respect. Kanye is definitely one of the top artists in the world right now. And to know that Wu-Tang and the RZA has inspired that, yo, it's a blessing. You know what I mean? So
beautiful.
Good. That's what we're here to do, y'all. I mean, I'm always here to help and inspire more than anything.
You're doing a lot of movie stuff. Speaking of the albums being like movies, I mean, just recently, you were an American Gangster. Now a lot of people remember. I mean, I was like, oh, what?
That was your boy right there.
Okay, you know?
With the afro.
And Kill Bill, you scored that whole thing.
Kill Bill 1 and 2, yep. Well, me and Robert Rodriguez, we combined on part 2.
Yeah.
I'm saying just good people, yo. Good opportunities as well as, respect of each other's talent. Quentin Tarantino was a Wu-Tang fan as well.
Yeah.
And I'm a Quentin Tarantino fan. And when we hooked up, it just became like two bosom buddies talking about kung fu movies and all this. And next thing you know, he's like, yo, I want you to be the first composer that I ever used on my film. Because he never used composers for none of his movies.
Yeah.
And he's like, yo, I want you to produce it like how you produce those Wu-Tang albums.
Yo, it's crazy. The kid from Knocked Up. What's the guy's name?
Oh, my man, Seth Rogen.
Yo, he's a big Wu-Tang fan. And he always wearing the shirts in the movies. And I saw he was on the... Yo, like, who's the illest Wu-Tang fan you ever met? You never expected him to be a Wu fan.
Man, you be meeting, the mayor of San Francisco, they said is a Wu fan. It's like, that sounds kind of... Yeah. Well, but Wu was into chess.
Yeah.
We into so many different chambers.
Everybody takes something their own thing from it, though.
So many chambers that people could relate to it one way or another. I mean, first you got 9 guys that's definitely gonna remind you of one of your cousins.
Yeah, of course.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then you got all these things that we into that the normal hip hop person don't be into, and we bring it to the light. Like the Jizza, I think. Is one of the first artists to really kind of like crack through all the college markets, without even getting the radio spins. He sold, 1 million records.
It's crazy.
And that's because all the college kids was all into him, you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
So we have all these different ways of attracting. Method Man, I had all the girls and children. Method Man, all the
He's the
women,
character, like he's so animated.
All the women love Method Man, so he brings those in, you know what I mean? Old Dirty brought in the psychos, and so it's all these chambers we brought in. That's why Wu, I think, is forever, yo.
Yeah. How do you feel about, speaking of Wu forever, how do you feel about today, like the climate of music, what's going on with hip hop? How does Wu fit in? Like, how do you feel about this whole thing today?
I mean, hip hop is always going to be hip hop, you know what I mean? It's many different chambers. Right now, I just feel like it's kind of unbalanced as far as how we portraying it.
Yeah.
The radio, everybody get their playlist. You got the video playlist, and you got to just stick to your playlist, which is cool. But I think whoever's making the playlist should kind of, the people who's making the playlist should have hip-hop knowledge.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So this way, when they make it, they go, well, I'll take 5 of these, I'll take 3 of these, and 2 of these.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even when you got an artist like the guy from Canada who just making his way through there. What's his guy name?
Oh, Cardinal?
Yeah.
He's getting with Akon. He's nice, though.
He's finally, but he's been a dope MC.
Since late 90s, I've been on him, man.
But now he finally getting in, but we supposed to be in hip-hop, we take 1 or 2 from out of the country. We take 3 from the East, we take 2 from the West. And if the South is the hottest, we take 4 from the South because they hotter now.
Yeah.
And you put together a balance a balance of hip hop.
You're saying it's kind of unbalanced right
it's
now.
unbalanced, baby.
Okay, that's what I agree. I agree. I mean, I remember back in the day, it was De La, it was NWA, it was Wu-Tang, it was Nas, it was Tribe Called Quest.
Baby.
There was a lot of different. Now it's like Jeezy, Rocco, Shorty Low.
They
It's
all
like
got the same name almost.
Yo, and they even say though, that's my man. Like they're all kind of like cool with each other. Like,
which is all respect though, because if you look at it on an economical level, you know, the South was probably the last ones to benefit from the multi-billion-dollar industry called hip hop.
Definitely.
And so for us, you know, being poor and coming from the urban, I'm glad they're getting their money now. You know what I mean? Because we got it in New York already. They got it in the West Coast.
Yep.
The Midwest is getting it. You know, they could use a few more over there though. But now the South is getting it. And the South is really poverty. You go down to Mississippi, son, and you start seeing these.
It's poverty. Like you think New York is poverty, but like then you go to Mississippi poverty, and it's like, whoa,
exactly.
It's a third world country.
It's a third world. So I'm proud to see that a lot of brothers out there is getting that money, taking care of their moms, and
positive
taking care of
stuff.
their family. Yeah, so that's the good thing about it.
Okay, so let's talk about this, man. Recently, last year, SRC put out the new Wu album.
Yeah.
Came out recently. It was a big hiatus. Came out with the album, and there was a little squabblings, people talking about the different, you know, feelings about the production. I had Ghostface on the show. I had Raekwon on the show. Both of them, you know, expressed that they were unsatisfied with the production.
Yeah, definitely. They told me that too also. You know what I mean? They wasn't satisfied with my idea of incorporating certain instruments and certain things I was doing.
Yeah.
And I think they had a miscalculation. You know, because the funny thing about it for me was that, you know, like Ghost, who knows my brother, known for years, he's like, yo, you know, I ain't into all this guitar and all this. And right after that 8-Diagram album kind of came out, a month later, Ghost was on tour with a band.
Yeah, that's what he came out here and he killed with a band.
All right then, so what was you talking about? You ain't into the band.
Yo, you know, and they had no problem. Like, yo, I had Ghost on the phone. I known Ghost off and on for about 5 years. Always been an honest guy, speaks from his heart. You know what I mean?
He's real. He's 100%.
And you appreciate that when a guy speaks from his heart. You know what I mean? Like, how did that make you feel? Like someone that pours so much into their production, so much. And the Wu-Tang thing really is all. I mean, I always looked at you as the backbone. It was Prince Rakim, and then it came Wu-Tang. You know what I mean?
But the whole thing is, I respect everybody's opinion. I just think that they wasn't at that time. They wasn't really in the same space I'm at. Like sometimes I could be 2 steps ahead, sometimes I could be 2 steps behind.
Yeah.
I think I was 2 steps ahead because if you look at the biggest selling album of the year so far, who's the biggest selling hip hop artist of the year right now?
Wayne.
Okay. He got guitars all over that album.
Crazy. He's in the video with the guitar.
All right then. So now we could have been that from last year. We could have set that trend off.
Yeah, I feel you.
But instead of us setting it off, we, you know, kick dirt on ourselves and like, nah, we got all this guitar. He going RZA going hippie.
Yeah. I feel you though. Like when you're ahead of the game, people say sometimes kind of don't digest it as fast.
Exactly. Now, look, the top man in the game is rocking with it.
Yo, he's got guitars all over it.
Rocking with it. So you know, me, I'm a creative person. So I listen to my brothers and I love my brothers. You know what I mean?
Right.
But sometimes, sometimes people got to catch up to you. You know what I mean?
I can dig it.
think on that particular case, they didn't put the patience in to catch up with me. Did he snack? Yeah. Yo.
Okay, we're going in right now. RZA, Fly TV,
yo,
you know what it is. Pete Parker holding you down.
Dangerous. Yo, check it, yo. It's a double dose of danger. The gunfighter and a stranger. I keep a silver bullet like the old Lone Ranger. I transform on y'all like I'm the werewolf from London. My cousin Kinetic. Oh, he straight out the dungeon. Up in the Argyle. My girl with my newborn child. I'm God chosen, son. Read the sin from the Nile. Gold-plated dinner dishes, fresh slice of fresh papaya. Pouring the scrolls, read the book of Obadiah. Smack your head against the wall like a Spalding. My thugs, they got more drugs than Walgreens, Mr. Digital. Sometime appear invisible. I got this money, now my old hoe is miserable. Old Jack Nicholson grin. We stay sinister. $2 million advance for a 3-letter signature. Holy frankincense and myrrh with just the curve. Oh man, their eyes getting blurred.
Ninja gating, check it, ninja gating. I'm making not the murder, Satan dart. Get smart, this be from the heart. Blood for blood, red dawn is on. Popcorn, first platoon of swarm. Cypher heat, y'all, children of the corn. Step into my field, destroy your build. Killer be killed, yeah, you know the deal for real. Would you like to feel? Cat's pill, be careful, don't spill. What you expect in the pillars, death fillers, first degree.
Things ain't always as they seem. Keep my jewelry squeaky clean. And my wizards live like queens. They fulfill my every dream. If you try to touch my team, you'll be facing the red beam. Through your chest and through your spleen. Ting-a-ling-a-ling, bong, bong.
Yo.
Yo, it's going down, baby. B96, we out
Yeah,
hip
we
hop.
good, baby.
The RZA,
We can do it all
my man
night.
Kinetic, man. It's going down. Killer Army in the building. It's B96, man. We does this, man. RZA, you good?
Goody good. Digi snacks, yeah.
Yeah, we good, man.
Bong, bong.
My man.